In the neon-lit night of Lingcheng, Yu Yan held a carefully selected couple's ring in her hand, her fingertips cold. She stood downstairs of He Fan's company and waited for 3 full hours. From sunset to dusk, just to get a clear answer from him. Their wedding was only a month away, but he had suddenly become cold and distant, not even bothering to reply to her messages. They had been in love for 6 years, from the innocent days of university to entering society. Yu Yan had given her best youth to He Fan. She accompanied him through the hardships of the early days of his business, saved money to buy him suits and computers, and even though she wore affordable clothes, she always wanted to give him the best. She thought that 6 years of being together day and night would be enough to overcome everything, and that their wedding would be the happiest moment of her life. Finally, He Fan's figure appeared at the entrance of the office building, followed by a woman in a white dress with a gentle temperament. His white moonlight so many. Yu Yan's heart sank suddenly, and an ominous premonition swept over her. She hurried forward, her voice trembling a little. He Fan, you're finally here. I've been looking for you for a long time. The details of our wedding. He Fan interrupted her, his tone cold and without the slightest nostalgia. Yu Yan, let's break up. The wedding is cancelled. Yu Yan was stunned, as if a basin of ice water had been poured over her head, chilling her to the bone. She looked at the man she had loved for 6 years, her voice hoarse. Why? He Fan, our 6 years of feelings, are they just gone? We're getting married in a month. He Fan frowned, his eyes full of impatience and a hint of guilt, but he still hardened his heart and said, my dad won't let someone with your background enter the door. You come from an ordinary family, with no power or influence. You're not worthy of me, nor of the He family. Sarcastic laugh rose in Yu Yan's heart, and a desolate smile curved her lips. How could she not know that the so minus called my dad doesn't agree was just an excuse? Sumani was back. The gentle and beautiful white moonlight from a famous family was his ideal candidate, and she was just a substitute during his white moonlight's absence. Now that the white moonlight had returned, she should naturally step aside wisely. 6 years of deep affection turned out to be a joke. She didn't cry or pester him, but slowly took off the couple's ring on her finger and gently placed it in front of He Fan, her tone terrifyingly calm. Okay, I see. He Fan, from now on, we're even. After speaking, she turned around and left without looking back. But only she knew that after walking out of He Fan's sight, her tears could no longer be held back, falling like broken beads on the cold ground. She wandered aimlessly on the street, lost and dejected. 6 years of love collapsed in an instant, leaving her at a loss as to where to go. Just as she stood at a crossroads, confused and helpless, a black Bentley slowly stopped beside her. The car window rolled down, revealing a face with deep features and a noble temperament. The man was wearing a well-tailored black suit, with a hint of mature and steady alienation between his eyebrows, but also a trace of imperceptible tenderness. His eyes fell on Yu Yan's red eyes, his voice deep and magnetic. Miss Yu, get in the car. Yu Yan was stunned. She knew this man. He Kai-yan, the real leader of the He group, He Fan's uncle, the top diamond bachelor in Lingcheng. 10 years older than He Fan, he had been in a high position all year round, with a strong aura, and was the object of pursuit by countless socialites. She didn't understand why such a high-ranking man would take the initiative to find her. Mr. He Kai-yan interrupted her, handing a document to her. His tone calm. Marry me, and I can give you everything you want. 10 million yuan in pocket money every month. Free access to resources of the He group. Help you take revenge on He Fan, and make him regret his choice today. He-yan looked at the document printed with the 4 big characters marriage agreement and was completely dumbfounded. She looked up at He Kai-yan, her eyes full of confusion. Mr. He, we don't know each other well. Why do you want to marry me? He Kai-yan's fingertips gently caressed the edge of the document. A trace of imperceptible depth flashed in his eyes, and his tone was still flat. It's just a mutual benefit. I need a nominal wife to stabilize the situation of the He family. Need a backer to take revenge on He Fan and get out of your current predicament. He paused, a meaningful smile curving his lips. Marrying me, you will be He Fan's aunt, which can overwhelm him in seniority. Yu Yan was moved. She hated He Fan's ruthlessness, hated that her 6 years of dedication were easily trampled on. She wanted to take revenge on him, to let him see that she could live better without him. Moreover, the conditions proposed by He Cayenne were tempting. 10 million yuan in pocket money every month was enough for her to live a worry-free life. The resources of the He Group could help her realize her designed dream. More importantly, he said that they would not disturb each other, that he was often on business trips and would not interfere with her life. Without the slightest hesitation, Yu Yan picked up a pen and signed her name on the agreement. I agree. The next day, the two went to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get their marriage certificate. Holding the red marriage certificate in her hand, Yu Yan felt no joy of a new marriage, only thinking that this was just a transaction, a cooperation for mutual benefit. She even planned that after taking revenge on He Fan and becoming strong enough, she would divorce He Cayenne peacefully and go their separate ways. But she never expected that He Cayenne's so-called often on business trips was a lie, and not disturbing each other was also a lie. On the night they got their marriage certificate, He Cayenne took her back to his private villa. The villa was surprisingly large, decorated durably but not ostentatiously, exuding the owner's nobility everywhere. As soon as Yu Yan put down her luggage, she was suddenly pulled into He Cayenne's arms. His tall figure covered her, and a faint cedar scent rushed towards her. Mr. He, what are you doing? We agreed not to disturb each other. Before she could finish speaking, He Cayenne lowered his head and kissed her. His kiss was strong and gentle, with an irresistible possessiveness spreading from her lips to her neck. Kissing her until she couldn't breathe, her whole body went weak, and she could only lean in his arms. Not disturbing each other? He Cayenne's voice was hoarse, his eyes full of affection and paranoia. Yu Yan, you are my legal wife. Between us, there is no need for not disturbing each other. That night, He Cayenne's tenderness and dominance completely shattered Yu Yan's perception. The transcational marriage she thought of seemed to have deviated from her expectations from the very beginning. Since then, He Cayenne's so-called often on business trips completely disappeared. He came home from work on time every day, cooked for her personally, and even if his cooking skills were not exquisite, he was happy to do it. He would remember her preferences, buy her favorite desserts and send her favorite flowers. He would wait for her quietly downstairs when she worked overtime late, handing her a cup of warm milk. He was extremely enthusiastic about their married life, holding her to sleep every night, as if he wanted to integrate her into his bones and blood. Yu Yan gradually panicked. She knew that she was a sober little white flower, and she shouldn't be moved by this transcational marriage, nor should she have feelings for He Cayenne. But He Cayenne's tenderness and preference were too fatal. His care and consideration melted her frozen heart little by little, making her gradually fall in love without realizing it. He tried her best to restrain her heartbeat, telling herself over and over again that this was just a transaction, and that He Cayenne's feelings for her were just a passing fancy. But the more she restrained, the more she cared. The turning point happened at a He family banquet. He Fan attended with Su Manny, and when he saw Yu Yan holding He Cayenne's arm, wearing a gorgeous dress with exquisite makeup and shining brightly, he completely panicked. He never thought that Yu Yan, whom he had abandoned, would marry He Cayenne and become his aunt. Halfway through the banquet, He Fan couldn't help but step forward, blocked Yu Yan's way, and knelt down on the ground regardless of everyone's eyes. His eyes full of regret and pleading, why Annie, I was wrong, I was really wrong. I shouldn't have listened to Su Manny's instigation, shouldn't have abandoned you, shouldn't have hurt your heart. Come back, okay? Let's start over. I will treat you well and never let you be wronged again. The guests around stopped to watch and whisper. Su Manny stood aside, her face pale and at a loss. Yu Yan looked at He Fan kneeling on the ground, feeling no waves in her heart. The past pain and grievances had long been healed under He Cayenne's gentle care. She just looked at him coldly, her tone calm. Mister, please respect yourself. I am already He Kai Yan's wife and Durant. Between us, it's impossible anymore. He Fan wanted to say something else, but a strong arm suddenly wrapped around Yu Yan's waist, protecting her in his arms. He Kai Yan looked down at He Fan kneeling on the ground, his eyes cold, his tone strong, with an inviolable dignity. He Fan, if you say one more nonsense, you will get out of the He family. He Fan stiffened all over, looking at He Kai Yan's cold eyes. He didn't dare to say anything more, so he had to climb up from the ground in embarrassment and leave the banquet with Su Manny in a hurry. After the banquet, back at the villa, He Kai Yan held Yu Yan tightly in his arms, his tone with a trace of imperceptible unease and paranoia. He buried his head in her neck, his warm breath sprinkling on her skin, whispering over and over again, Yu Yan, forget others. Love me. Okay? Yu Yan, who are you thinking about? Yan, you can only think about me, only belong to me. Yan, shall we have a baby? A baby that belongs to both of us. His voice was gentle and paranoid with deep possessiveness, making Yu Yan's heart throb again and again. But she still didn't dare to give her heart. She was afraid that all this was an illusion, afraid that she would be hurt again, afraid that this seemingly beautiful marriage would eventually be a fraud. He still kept sober, carefully guarding her heart, not daring to fall easily, even though she had already deeply fallen in love with this man who treated her so tenderly. Until her birthday, He Kai Yan gave her a great surprise. He didn't give her an expensive gift, but took her to a private theater. What was shown was the photos and videos he had secretly taken of her over the past 6 years, her serious look when reading in the university campus, her look when working overtime late to accompany He Fan in his business, her look when crying silently after being wronged, and her look when smiling with curved eyebrows. Yan. He Kai Yan held her hand, his eyes full of affection, his tone serious. This marriage was never a mutual benefit, not a transaction. From 6 years ago, when I first saw you on the university campus, I fell in love with you. Yu Yan was stunned, and tears welled up in her eyes instantly. I knew you were with He Fan, and I didn't dare to disturb you. I could only watch you silently, watching you pay for him, watching you be wronged. I have been waiting for a chance to protect you. He Kai Yan's voice was a little choked. He Fan breaking up with you was an opportunity for me, but also a heartache. When I handed over the marriage agreement, it seemed like a mutual benefit. But in fact, it was a plan I had been plotting for a long time. I wanted to protect you in a justifiable way, to give you all the tenderness and preference, to make you forget the past pain, to make you fall in love with me. It turned out that his appearance was never accidental. It turned out that this marriage that saved her from the abyss was the result of his careful planning for 6 years. It turned out that his tenderness and preference for her were never a passing fancy, but a deep affection hidden for 6 years. Yu Yan couldn't help but rush into He Kai Yan's arms and burst into tears. This time it was not because of sadness, but because of emotion and gratitude, grateful that she met him when she was most desperate, hateful that he guided her, this sober and fragile little white flower. With 6 years of deep affection, He Kai Yan. Yu Yan raised her head, looking at him with tears in her eyes. Her tone serious. I love you too, have loved you for a long time. He Kai Yan held her tightly, his eyes full of joy and cherishment, lowered his head to kiss away the tears on her face. Gentle and pious fool. From now on, I will never let you be wronged again. I will always be with you, spoil you, protect you for a lifetime. 6 years of plotting, a redemption. Yu Yan finally understood that true love is never a vigorous oath, but silent guardianship, careful pursuit, and deep affection across time. And she finally let go of all her defenses and completely gave her heart to this man who had loved and protected her for 6 years.